Hear ye, hear ye.
Genji
There you go.
vampire
There it is.
skin.
Okay. So this is somewhat of a debut, as we have on camera Andrew today in his best butcher shop outfit. Haley, could you describe what Andrew's wearing today?
I think it's a vampire cape.
He looks, today he's wearing Christian Dior. This was made as a 2018 model. He got it for half off at the Payless down the road.
Oh my god. It looks like a plastic trash bag.
Andrew is confirmed
got the hefty
actual trash. My man, it's like wimpy.
Alright, can we just roast Andrew?
Can
that be the
this
debate?
entire video?
Roast Andrew.
Look at this little hammer. He's like, he's gonna test your reflexes on your knee with that thing.
What is going on, guys? We have something new for you guys today. Today we are going to be debating. This is probably going to be a new series, the first episode of many episodes to come, where we go against each other on certain topics.
Yep. We'll see who comes out of this debate not necessarily right, but defending their opinions
The best.
The best, yeah.
Yes.
So, disclaimer.
Yes, disclaimer. So, guys, even though we may not necessarily agree with a certain answer, we all, prior to this recording, we picked out
We picked out which side we would take in the debate
Yes.
as to remain unbiased
That's right.
with the argument. So we're going to do our best, whether we in IRL agree with it or not, we're going to defend these answers to the death.
Yes.
Team Jamailee.
Jamailee, I
Team
like
Jamailee. You guys
Team
have
Jaylee.
anything to say before we...
Jaylee.
Jaylee, I like
Team
Jaylee.
Jaylee, you guys have anything to say before we lock you away like your name states?
We're gonna win, obviously.
We
I would just like to say that I have the I don't know.
What do we have? Wait. Friendship.
Reaction video editing and friendship. That's what we're bringing to the table. So,
There we go.
without any further ado, Andrew, do you want to introduce the topic somehow? Okay, so what Andrew just said was, if you're playing a ranked game and your significant other calls you, do you A, which is going to be our side, answer it immediately, or B, don't answer and finish the game, which would be Team Jaylee. So, because we are gentlemen,
We'll let you guys go first.
we're going to let you guys go ahead and start
Girls.
opening arguments.
Go first.
Mark's the guy today just for this video.
Yeah.
Okay, for me personally, I wouldn't answer the phone till after the game because if I'm dating that person, they will understand that a ranked game is very important to me, and if they can't understand that I can't finish my game, then unlucky.
Wow. Anything to
Same
add?
general idea. I feel like, games don't last that long. I feel like calling back in 30 minutes isn't going to make or break things. And yes, and furthermore, yes.
And
I
yes,
believe
and.
that,
Yes.
So therefore.
Everywhere, like such as, and
So, I wanted to pick something apart that you tried to articulate there, which was, if there are 30 minutes, they can wait. Let's say it's your significant other, right? This is someone that's very important to you. Let's say there's a life-changing matter happening. Can they wait 30 minutes on your ranked game? Or are you going to lose your significant other because you didn't pay the attention due to that significant other? Your love, the person that you care about most. You couldn't give them that one simple conversation because of a game.
Yeah. Imagine to get kidnapped. 30 minutes makes the biggest difference.
That's true.
They're gone.
They're out of the
Mexico
country
right
at
now.
this point. Or imagine they just wanted to see how you were on that day. They wanted to check in on you. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I miss you. And you couldn't
Yeah.
even give them the courtesy of answering
Wow.
the phone. Shows how much you care over there.
30 minutes.
Team
You really
Jaylee.
don't care, huh?
In 30 minutes.
Jamie's on my team too!
If it was really life-threatening and important, they would send a text, which you can see that's right next to you. Taking notes about this.
I am.
Take it.
Like,
Life-threatening.
we are in the century where people text each other. And if, personally for me too, when I'm playing League, I have Discord open and my pop-up notifications always show up. So if it is important, they will know that they need to text me through Discord so I can read their messages while I'm playing my game. And if it's important, then I will do that.
Okay, so you say, what if it's a life-changing matter? What if it's not a life-changing matter? And what if your ranked game, you're about to lose that for 4 other people who have been spending all of their free time working on climbing in League? And they're, silver stuck or bronze stuck or whatever, and they're trying to get out of that, and then all of a sudden you're AFK, and then that loses the game. What's that going to do? And then you call in your significant others like, I thought I told you not to leave your, bag in my car, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, this wasn't worth answering. Why did I answer this?
All right, so Junior makes a really good point that our society nowadays uses text messages over phones. So wouldn't it be more of an emergency for them to call you rather than to text you?
That's a good point. Usually the
I
text,
can't respond.
the text,
I can't respond.
the text
It's a rhetorical
conversation.
question. Thank you very much.
No, that was a rhetorical question. I don't want to know anything from you.
So I agree completely with my teammate here. If it's a
As you
text, it's hey, got some sandwich in the fridge for you. Hey, I made you a drink. When it's a call, that could be something serious. And even to Haley's point, if it's not serious, here's my point to that.
Yes.
I wrote down fundamental differerences, and what I mean by that is these things that you don't consider to be life-changing, right?
Yes.
These little interactions that you have on a day-to-day basis. What builds a relationship? It is these minimal interactions on a day-to-day basis. If you lose those because of a game, you will indefinitely lose that person. Time and time again, as you don't answer the phone during a ranked game, and you'll be playing a lot of them because, again, you got 4 people relying on you, just like you guys said. So you can't miss the game, but you can't take the call. So that person you're in a relationship with, they're going to start noticing. And as they start noticing, they're going to start drifting away little by little. And soon enough, that person's not as important.
They're
And
gone.
you break up.
If that's
Yeah.
And all you have to look back on is a climb in League to one
Bam!
place from bronze to silver.
Bronze 2 to bronze 1.
I'm sorry, but my argument against that is if someone can't give you 30 minutes, then that's obsessive.
Ooh.
30 minutes accumulated?
Here's what I
Exactly. No, because you'll call them right after the game, right?
Yes. Okay, here's the thing. In this scenario, we haven't asked some very important questions.
Okay.
One.
Go ahead.
Does my significant other already know that I'm playing Leaf? Have I talked to them ahead of time and said, I'm going to be playing ranked. If I don't answer the phone, that is why.
It's good.
In a relationship of mine, that's what I would say. I would communicate that. And then... Oh, and...
Communication always.
Furthermore, this question also does not take into account how often this person plays League. So maybe they play ranked every once in a while, once in a blue moon. I think at the core of this question is communication. And I think if you're not going to be available for whatever reason, not just for League, but you can, there's no...
I think we're trying to debate, not compromise.
There's no reason you can't communicate that ahead of time. So if I say, if I don't answer the phone, this is why. And then if I'm playing League and I see that my significant other is calling, I'm going to be like, okay, they already know, you know? And
Right.
if it's really an emergency and they call me a second time, of course I would answer.
What I see from the and Mark, I think you would agree here. Well articulated, by the way. You spun a master story there, but we're getting away from what the question is. See, the side on the right here loves to make up false scenarios in which they could skate by, escaping the responsibility they have to their significant other in that moment. Because yeah, they can call them back later. Yeah, they could have told them beforehand, but in this question, they didn't. And we have to answer the question
don't know
put in
that
front of
either.
us. We have to answer the question put in front of us. And it is simply, would you answer or would you not? I would, because I care more about my significant other than I care about silver to bronze. Silver to gold.
It's not just you.
A climb, one game, because that is the question, and it's the only concrete thing we have to go
Same.
off of.
And if
one game.
Those people can do the same thing for their significant others if their significant other calls them.
I agree.
Well, the one
Wholeheartedly and significantly, and I love Mark more than you guys do. So.
For that, you're arguing that 30-minute game, ranked game, stuff like that, you know? So, like, if you were at the gym, Wade, I know you go to the gym, obviously. Do you have your phone constantly with you all the time? Or if you're lifting weights, you know, will you answer that phone call for her?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
So here's where
Because I know a bunch of people that like when it's gym time, it's like no phone time. You know, it's me time right now.
No, yeah. So
do
I
it.
use my phone to play music most of the time in the gym. We are in the 21st century, as
excuse to
you
procrastinate.
as you lovely ladies suggested. We're always on our phone. So the music that's coming out, where's it coming from? It's coming from my phone. Whether
Thank
it's
you for
hooked up
helping
to a
us out.
speaker,
Song.
whether it's hooked up to a speaker or to my AirPods, when a call comes in, what stops? The music.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand there's been a break. Something's happened.
Yeah.
Immediately, I look at my phone. It's Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I answer.
The answer that you're talking about, having to be on call 24/7, you know, even if it is something as insignificant as playing a ranked game in League, you know, there should
It's
be
a
boundaries
choice.
in a relationship. I
Yeah.
think.
It's a choice.
Yeah, and you should be able to have times which are just with you, and you
I agree.
Then you shouldn't be with that person if they're always
No.
bugging you.
If that person can't understand that you need me time and
Mhm.
you can't have 30 minutes to yourself, like if someone's constantly being like, "Oh my god, I called them," but a minute later they panic because you didn't call, you didn't answer, then I think that's just absurd. You know,
I can
You shouldn't
agree
be
with
it's
with them.
obsessive.
I can agree with that.
Like,
I think there's definitely areas where both sides of this argument can agree.
Like it's on an airplane, you know, when you're on an airplane ride, you can't have your phone up. You can't check your phone, you have to put on airplane mode. Put your phones on airplane mode when you're on an airplane. Can cause damage. Anyways,
But you don't have control over that.
But you
In
don't.
this situation, you do have control over
The
it.
damage in the airplane.
No, but you don't have control over that.
Right.
But in this scenario, you have control over it.
it's
That makes
30
sense.
minutes.
Having
Everything.
that time for yourself is also having control of your own life, and that even if it's something you can control, having a window of time which is like, okay, this is time for me, and that's okay, and I don't need to be answering every phone call that comes to me.
I
even
say
if
we
it's
dump the
my
person.
significant
You know, if they're gonna be calling us,
Why?
just dump them.
other. You called me once, done.
Here's
Done.
where, here's where
Get
I
out.
think here's where I think that the arguments can come together is that yes, people should have individuality. They should have time for themselves, and I think
Yes.
we can all agree on that. I think we can also all agree that in some instances, everyone's going to have, again, fundamental differences on what they consider important. Whether it's a relationship over a game or the game maybe not meaning much, but it just means a getaway, something to have for yourself. I think we can both settle on those things, but at the end of the day, our argument stands on the really good foundation that a relationship comes before gaming. Right, Mark?
Yes.
Just because you don't answer a phone call.
Doesn't mean you're putting gaming first.
Yeah.
In a certain situation. Again, you guys conjured up a lot of, well, if it's 30
So we
minutes,
too.
but what if a ranked game takes more than 30 minutes?
Which it does.
Then it doesn't.
Then you
What if it takes 2 hours?
Look, if I
What if it takes
if
30
I have
minutes?
a
Also,
phone
30
call from
minutes
my
is a lot of
significant
time to
other,
get kidnapped.
You can't see every phone call and be like, worst case scenario immediately. I say, okay,
agree.
my
I
mom is probably just calling me because, you know, I called her, and then, you know, I'll call her back.
I agree with that. There's
It's no
nothing.
big deal.
But again, I don't think my argument is based on the fact that everything's an emergency. At least our argument, I don't think, is based off that. I think it's just based off of what you want in a relationship.
But then if you answer right away, doesn't that make it everything an emergency? Because you're worried that something's happening?
Or you could just want to see what they're up to,
Or you
or
can
see what
just,
they need.
Or you can just wait until after the game and then call them
It
when
could
you're
be,
done.
again-
Because again, communication is really important in a relationship.
You know what's toxic
Which
too
would be
is
good
putting
is if you answered
games
the phone.
over personal relationships.
That's what I said.
What if you game with your significant
That's
other?
not the debate though.
It's not about putting it over that person. It's about taking time to do something that you enjoy and that makes you happy.
I agree.
You can have more than one thing that makes you happy. It doesn't have to be, oh, it's all about my significant other and like I'm gonna put all my attention into that relationship. You can have time in a day where you're like, okay, like this is time for me to do what I like to do and I enjoy playing ranked and league. So this question kind of assumes that, you know, that would be something that makes you happy and that is important to you.
Solid points about the fact that yes, a relationship isn't like the significant other isn't the only thing in your life. Yes, a relationship is important, but it isn't everything. And I don't think on our end we assume that everything is based off that significant other. What we're saying is just simply the basis of our relationship matters more in that moment, at least in that moment. To me, it would matter more. Because if I find myself in a ranked game, this is a personal experience, I'm on Twitch all the time. I'm on Twitch all the time. I will pause my Twitch where I'm streaming to a whopping 3 people.
Stop!
Please go follow Wade in his Twitch stream
this
so
is-
that he's
Come
not
see the
having
Coach
only
Blitz
3.
streams.
It's life or death.
I I will pause this. If I'm in a game against another user, which means I would be playing against somebody else, and I can't pause the game because you get penalties for pausing, just like an AFK, I will then just mute my mic and answer my phone. Because in that moment, I don't know how long I'm going to be on Twitch. I could be on Twitch for the next 2-3 hours. I don't know how long that game's going to go. And if I just assume it's probably nothing, it could very well be nothing. But if I don't at least give that courtesy, say, hey, you know what, I'm streaming. I'll give you a call back in a little bit.
You can also pick it up and be like, it's an emergency. If not, can you call me back later?
Yeah.
Boom. 3 seconds. Done. And you couldn't spend 3 seconds away from the ranked game.
Yeah. If you can't spend 3 seconds out of the ranked game, then you should stay in that elo.
Because here's the thing, it doesn't need to be a drawn out conversation like love. Tell me about your day.
That's how you speak to
All we had to say was pick up the phone.
It's an
Hey,
emergency.
is everything okay? Cool.
That's how you answer the phone when Jason calls you. Is it an emergency? He's like, no, you're
No.
like,
You're like, okay. In the basis of the question, it is simply, would you pick up? It doesn't say how long we have to talk.
Yep.
Doesn't say how long the conversation has to be.
Mhm.
Would you pick up or wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would. Hey, is everything okay? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
And if they can't understand that, then maybe it's not meant to be.
Lay out your last arguments.
oh, okay.
Flag on the
Closing
thing.
arguments?
You can go.
Closing statements.
Okay. I think at the end it all comes down to boundaries. And it's okay to have boundaries in a relationship. It's okay to not always answer the phone.
I agree.
I think if someone's trying to, reach you multiple times, then yeah, answer the phone because that's more important, obviously. And I would never actually take a game and take it more seriously than, oh, my significant other might be in trouble right now. Like I'm never going to ignore that. But if it's the first time that they're calling and it's like an important part of the game, then I think if your significant other were to be upset about that, then maybe that's just something you haven't communicated well in the relationship. That this is important to me, that this ranked game, even though it might seem insignificant. What?
No, I
It is
agree.
important.
I agree.
Ranked games are very important.
Yeah. Even
Her
if it might
Iron
not
2
seem-
game.
I agree.
Even if it might not seem, super important in the overall scheme
Right.
of things, I think if it makes you happy, then it's something that you can make time for and ignore your electronics.
I don't know, if my significant other can't understand that I can't answer the phone right away all the time, then I feel like that's just obsessive. And I feel like they need to understand that people need space, people are busy, people have time. Like, people have jobs, office jobs from 9 to 5 usually, right? And they're in that office and they're usually not allowed to be on personal business. If someone calls you on the phone personally, the boss will be like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be doing work. And they have to understand that people have time when they have to just take time to themselves, and when they're free, they will call you back.
I mean, it seems like this has been an ongoing pattern whenever you say if they don't understand. So I feel like, personally, it's like I just wouldn't be with them.
A good relationship would understand.
Yeah,
So you wouldn't leave them or they wouldn't leave you just because of
Mark.
something where you don't answer
Yeah,
the
so
phone.
We're
then
outta
what's the harm if they call you of answering it for 3 seconds?
There's no harm in doing
there's
that.
no
We're not
harm in
saying don't
doing
do
that.
that. We're saying it's okay not to. It's okay to
Right.
take time for yourself
So
and put your
that's-
phone away.
There's where that's where we have to end the debate and,
no.
and say
Can I say
there's
one more
not
thing?
there's
I
not
got something
anything
else
wrong
good.
with either side. That both sides are acceptable, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And both sides, there's overlap as well, where you guys have some things you agree with.
Yeah.
And we obviously have some things we agree with on your end. You need space. You guys obviously agree that people are more important in most circumstances than, being on whatever. Comment section, you've heard both of our arguments. I think we're standing firm on those. You guys got to let us know, man. Who wins this? What is the ultimate answer? Let us know. Would you pick up the phone? Or would you pick it up later after the game? That's all we got today. This is the first one. I think we should do a lot more of these.
We should try this live.
Oh
The
God.
comment section, the chat live, that'd be fun.
Oh my god.
Live
We could do
debate
like
session.
a poll in the chat line. You can do. I
It
think
turns
you
into
can-
a fist fight.
One of these is gonna.
I'm like on
seriously
Jamie,
get
like
between us. I can
strangling.
feel it.
It's gonna get yeah. It's gonna
It's
get
gonna
heated.
get ugly, one of
It's
them.
gonna get heated. This one definitely could have turned that way, but we were all respectful. We all had our arguments and we defended them well. Congratulations, Air Shakes to the other side.
Team Jaylee all the way.
Team Jaylee, congratulations on your arguments. You
My
did
hands are
well.
sweaty. Do you want to shake my hand?
Hands sweaty. Oh, there it is.
Are you
Drenched. You
And
got
I gotta
it.
be
Okay.
honest, you did not do any judging.
He did a lot of this.
Thank you.
Like
You stopped timing too. You gave up on that.
That's okay. It was a first time experiment. There it is. There we go.
There you go.
That table's reflexes are on point.
With that With the crab cooker bib.
With his trash bag.
Okay. With that being
Past the
said,
Genji mask.
we are all your hosts, but I'm Wade.
I'm Mark.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Haley.
And remember,
And he's Andrew.
And that's Andrew.
I'm Andrew.
and remember,
Game it till you make it. Bye, guys. Nice.